Hey, do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Doesn't look like it. Well, hello. I'm out here in the countryside. As you can see, the sea is there behind me. I've been here for a few days. I've been now here by myself, which I haven't really spent that much time here alone ever. So it's been quite nice, quite different, but a little bit scary when it gets dark. But I have Luna, and she is a scary cat. So I'm sure he'll keep any baddies out. It's when this goes live on Thursday, that's the 6th of May. Tomorrow, Friday, 7th of May, will mark 1 year since I moved from London back home here to Finland. So it's my last morning in London, and it feels very strange that this might be the last time I'm sitting here for a very, very long time. I'm really stressed out about taking the cats with me. I have to take them in the plane. And I've never done that before, and just to see how everything's gonna go. But yeah, a little bit of a sad moment somehow. And so I've been living here for almost a year, which is, it's just insane. Like, where do the years go by? Especially as you get older, and well, I was gonna say when life gets busier, but now it's been Corona, so hasn't been that busy. But it's just weird how time works, how time can feel. It feels so strange. Hey? Hey? Oh my god, it was didn't see me. Oh my god, did you see that? That rabbit, it was just running straight at me, and it didn't see me at all, and it was gonna come straight on my path. I'm sitting here on the ground, and I thought I had to say something because poor thing would have gotten a heart attack, I think, or I don't know, attacked me. Oh, I can still see it. Nature, huh? It's crazy. That is crazy. This is the spot. You know how sometimes in life you just feel like there is something changing, or something is pivoting, or you're like entering a new phase, and you don't necessarily know exactly what it's gonna be yet, but I have this feeling very strongly. And oh, this wind is perfect dramatic effect for my little story here, because I've now been on social media on social media doing it sort of as a job, or trying to make it my job in the first few years, and then it became my job, and I became a content creator first on Instagram and YouTube. And hello there. There is something shifting in me, because I've been doing this now for 4 years is not that long, but it feels like a long time, and especially in social media years, that's like, 27-year career or something. And I've been thinking a lot about what this is, and what it is that I give, what do I get, and what is this interaction, and what do I have to offer. And I think at the beginning it was much more me just trying to figure out how to build an audience, to find out my style, to really figure out if I could even make an income from it, and was it possible to make money taking magical self-portraits and, me jumping around in dresses, and then making videos about photo tips, which I was not sure if anybody else was even interested in. And then when I proved that, and I saw that that was valid and there was an audience for it, and then seeing how things resonated, and also the feedback, and then I did my first photography course last year, and then slowly realizing that this has an impact, and Because it's sometimes like strange, because I'm sitting here by myself talking to the camera and you're on the other side of the lens and I can't see you, but I do get your messages, I read them, and I see the feedback and also the emails and DMs and comments that I receive. But for a long time I wasn't really sure if this is true, or does it have any meaning? Like, what is the purpose in a way? And I think that's something, especially in the beginning, that when we start something creative or a venture, this is the hardest phase, because you don't know yet exactly the purpose of it. You have something you want to share and you want to explore and create, but it's very hard yourself to see the meaning of it and the impact of it, or does it even make sense? And then when you do it for a while and you share it and you try to be more specific and try to go after the things that truly and authentically inspire you, and then you'll start to get that feedback. And then you start to get the words and how people talk about it and say what you do or what they got from it. And then it starts to shift a little bit, and you start to see that it's actually more of a dialogue, and it's not only you like creating and self-expressing. It's not just you and your diary and your creations. And I guess that's why I think I'm so thankful that I've had this opportunity to build this audience and that I get to do this as a living. And I think there are a lot of you out there who are afraid to start because of the lack of self-confidence, and maybe because you haven't figured it out yet. But I can truly tell you that I didn't have it figured out in the beginning either, and not many people do. And so I just don't want you to let that stop you from starting it. And because when you do, and when you share the work especially, then you can let it go, and then you can move on to the next idea. And I truly believe that if you don't share it, or if you don't sort of finish one thing, it's very difficult to move on to the next thing. And especially if you're like me, I am pretty good at starting things. I get like excited, hyped up, and like, yes, let's do this. And then the interest just goes down, and accomplishing projects, or what do you call accomplishing, like getting them to the finish line, is sometimes a struggle, because it's not as fun anymore, because then sort of that hype and the excitement of the beginning is sort of gone. I think it's so easy to talk yourself out of doing something new and starting a new project, especially when it comes to creative projects, and maybe when you're gonna do it in public, like on a social media channel, on Instagram or on YouTube or a blog or wherever where people can see it. And at the moment I am behind the scenes creating a new digital course, and there are so many thoughts of self-doubt, and I keep thinking, is this going to be good enough? Will anybody be interested? Do I actually have something to say? And goddamn, yes I do. I have a lot of things to say, and I'm really passionate about the subject of helping people take their creative passion and dream and turn it into a job and online business, and really make it their like the income through that, because that's what I've been doing myself. So I know that my mission, and I have something to say about it. But still, when you're gonna do something that means something to you and it's important to you, these thoughts of self-doubt and just thinking like, is this gonna be good enough? Am I gonna be able to pull through it? They always surface, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I wanted to talk about it because I know how easy it is to talk yourself out of it, because all those rational thoughts in your head are of course thinking of excuses why you shouldn't do it, because you haven't proven that it will work yet. And that is the name of the game when it comes to being creative. You don't know what the outcome is going to be. And I'm actually reading a really good book at the moment called The Practice by Seth Godin. I'm sure some of you know Seth Godin because he's like this marketing genius, has written I don't know how many books, but this book, The Practice, talks a lot about the practice. So that you shouldn't be so focused on the outcome, that the only thing you really can control is putting in the work, committing to your practice, whatever that may be. Maybe that is writing music, doing jewelry, taking photos, your art and your thing essentially. And the outcome is really secondary. The results is not what you should try to control, because you can't really control it. And I think that's such a good point, and it's something that I think I have to keep reminding myself all the time. And even though maybe that goal and having this vision is something that can drive you, and for sure it drives me, because of course I always think about like the next thing, and that's really exciting, but day-to-day life, it's really about enjoying the process, which is so cheesy and such a cliche to say. And maybe if we put it in other words, to be present in whatever you're working on right now, enjoying that, and really be attentive to the details. I think it's those kind of things that we have to keep in mind, and that's sort of what enjoying the practice means, and being curious and also letting new discoveries guide you. And it's always, when I think people talk about these things, they tend to feel a little bit abstract sometimes. But for example, now I have an idea of a photo I want to do, and immediately my mind starts going like, but that's a concept you've done already. It's maybe not going to be good. Nobody's going to be interested. You're just repeating yourself. And then I just have to be like, all right, those thoughts are there. That's fine. But what will give me joy? What am I curious about? Well, it's that photo idea, and I want to see how it will work out. And it's going to be a few hours of me just being creative, just creating my art, because I haven't taken photos for a long time, so I really miss it. And those thoughts are gonna be there, and the self-critical like is gonna be there still. But I think the trick is to just learn to live with it, and live with it side by side, and just know that everyone goes through it. I think at least most people, most creative people, everybody I talked with, go through these things. Oh no, the sun comes up. See, the sun is even telling you like, yes, go for your thing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this video. I hope this gave you a little bit of a motivation boost. I'm glad to be back here on YouTube, even though it wasn't that long of a break. I feel like people always say like, oh, sorry, I've been gone, missing in action, haven't been posting for a while, and everybody's just like, I didn't know that you were gone, so I'm not gonna fall into that trap. Okay, but yeah, I'll see you next week. Take care until then. Bye.
There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello. There's a bee in my bonnet, hello, hello. A bee in my bonnet, hello.